question is, how does art provide a space for the expression of marginalized identities and experiences, and what role does it play in creating a more inclusive society?
Awesome. So I really loved this question, especially when we started diving into a conversation around it. I want to say one of the things that I have begun to understand and also know as a Native woman, I'm from the Navajo Nation, I'm Dene, and so came from a really small town, moved into Phoenix, and the power dynamic, right? A lot of the struggle as Indigenous people, as Native people, has been the power dynamic that exists on top of us, because in order for us to speak our language, have our culture, live a way of life, we were not allowed to do that when colonialism hit, right? And everything changed. It's this power dynamic that I recognize internationally, because you have the dynamics of white supremacy, the dynamics of the patriarchy, the dynamics of cultural appropriation, things along those lines support these systems on an international level. And this is why colonialism is a big problem, and it's rooted in capitalism. And so when you think about those systems, and especially like being Native, I understand that like even on this land that we're on, what we're doing here, and the land that used to be the land, or I would say still is, of the O'odham and the Peepash. And so really fully recognizing the history of how the land speaks to us and why we move all over it, why we come into different spaces and be a part of different spaces, is because we're trying to acknowledge our place in it, but also the people that existed there prior. And so the acknowledgement of the land is a big thing, but it's not only that, it's also how do you begin to empower people so that they have place and they can reclaim their spaces. And so I really feel that the mechanism that helps do that is creative drivers and art, because almost all change on a worldly level has always been led by an art movement. And so you think about that, right? You think about the experimentation, the play, the skill sets that are involved in that. And so that's what I practice as an Indigenous woman who's an artist, who's a designer, who's a creative advocate. I try and intersect those ideas and play with them with people who are also doing the same work. So collaboration is my biggest empowerment, because I'm able to distribute that power and not fight over it, just distribute it.
Awesome, awesome.